What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We got the Houston Texans team breakdown, and speaking of the Texans, DeAndre Hopkins released earlier today, so I just wanted to touch on that for a second before we start this video. As an Eagles fan, not feeling too great about it. Unless we get him, then I would be ecstatic, but I kind of doubt it because we don't really need a receiver. But if not us, I imagine it's going to be the Chiefs, Bills, or Cowboys, and I don't want that to happen for any of those teams because the Chiefs and Bills, that would, if the Eagles make it back to the Super Bowl, it'd probably be against one of those teams. If DeAndre Hopkins goes there, that would make it a whole lot more difficult. And if he goes to the Cowboys, I would just hate that because I hate the Cowboys. So, hopefully the Eagles can get him, but I don't really think that'll happen. Anyway, back to the Texans. Last season, 3-13-1, last in the AFC South, last in the AFC, missed the playoffs, obviously. Not a good season. You won in Week 18 to lose the number 1 overall pick. Just not a good team last year. Notable additions, this is a completely new-looking team. It's like no huge big name players in free agency, but they got a lot of free agents. Robert Woods maybe is their new receiver one. You have Nico Collins, John Mechie. It's overall not a great receiver room. I'm rooting for John Mechie to make a good return to football, but it's an unproven room, I'd say. I mean, Robert Woods is proven, but he's definitely past his prime. Son Ridgeway, Case Keenum to back up C.J. Stroud, bring in Devin Singletary to back up Dameon Pierce, Chase Winovich, Shaq Mason, Dalton Schultz is probably your starting tight end. Noah Brown is another guy in that wide receiver room. Solid, nothing spectacular. Sheldon Rankins, Corey Littleton, Denzel Perryman, Jimmy Ward. So a lot on the defense there as well. Notable losses. Biggest one here is Brandon Cooks. He's obviously been their receiver one for the past few seasons. You lose him, he goes over to Dallas. I'd say bringing in Robert Woods is a downgrade from him pretty significantly. And overall, that receiver room, depending on how Mechie and Collins develop, could have actually gotten worse. But I think a lot of other aspects of the team have gotten better, and a lot of that is through the draft. Personally, I think they may have given up a little too much to go back up to 3 and draft Will Anderson Jr. I don't hate the decision at all. Like, getting Stroud and Will Anderson was great for the Texans, but they did give up a lot to do so, and it might hurt them in the future, but definitely great for this draft. It was a way to compromise between, I believe, the coaching staff and the owner. I think the owner wanted Stroud, and then D'Amico Ryans wanted Will Anderson. So they just were like, all right, we'll get both. You get Juice Scruggs as well. Tank Dell to add that to the receiver room as well. Didn't mention him earlier. And then Xavier Hutchinson down the board at wide receiver as well. I really like Xavier Hutchinson. No real reason in particular. I just have a good feeling about him. Dylan Horton, Henry To'oTo'o. Will Anderson Jr.'s teammate at Alabama. Jarrett Patterson, O-line, I like him as well. And then Brandon Hill as safety. So overall, I think a good draft class. Might hurt you in the future, though, because of what you gave up to get Will Anderson. Looking at their opponents, it's not an easy schedule, but it's not a super tough schedule either. And as for the Texans, I don't think they're going to be a great team. I think they're going to be an improved team. I don't think they will be the worst team or one of the worst teams in football next season, but it's definitely still got maybe another season or two before they can be playoff contenders, but they are in the AFC South, so they could be playoff contenders maybe this season if the Jags don't pan out, the Colts don't, Titans don't, but Anyway, looking at their opponents, AFC South opponents, obviously, AFC North, NFC South, and then Cardinals, Broncos, Jets. So not too tough, but not too easy either. Looking at a potential ceiling, I actually have 10-7. And yeah, this would probably make them a playoff team. I doubt this happens. This would be in the case where you have great development from all your receivers. CJ Stroud balls out. The defense is great. And you just win a lot of these closer matched games. And you could come out of the season with a very good record. I think for the Texans, 10-7 would be very good. Personally, I don't think they're going to reach this, but this is a possibility given their schedule and this skill set of the team. On the other side of things, the floor would be right back at the bottom, 3-14. Maybe the receiving core ends up being worse. Maybe Dameon Pierce doesn't take the step up that you hope him to after a very good rookie season. CJ Stroud is not the guy. The defense is not good. I also don't think this is very likely. This is like the absolute floor. That was the absolute ceiling. As for my actual prediction, I think they're going to be like a 7-10 team. I think this is a fair prediction for them. I think you can sweep the Titans, split the Colts and Jaguars. I have them beating the Browns just because I think last season Deshaun Watson did beat them. I think they got to go back for revenge this year now that the team is a little bit better. And then Buccaneers and Cardinals should be easier games. And then there's other games on here. The Falcons, the Saints, even the Panthers. Like, these are games that you could see them winning. So, and I think those three there are how I got to that 10-7 earlier. So you can see there is possibility for this team to find a lot more success than I think people are expecting. Personally, I think they're going to be more of a middle-of-the-pack team, kind of in a transition year from kind of consistently being one of the bottom teams in the league to maybe turn into contenders. So I think they did a lot this offseason. Haven't made any like crazy moves, but I think they're heading certainly in the right direction. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the Texans. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you like the content. Bye.